All right. Man, I love technology is all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get upset. No reason to. Shout out to those on the Twitch side that stuck around. Um, yeah, shout out to those on the Twitch side that stuck around and just refreshed. And, yeah. On the YouTube side, well, ball up top. Start over. Congratulations to all of the Grammy winners. Uh, really, the biggest conversation surrounding this whole thing to me is going to be predicated around um, really and truly, like, let's just get into it, right? Let's just dive all the way on in. I find it kind of, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that Beyonce finally got her album of the year Grammy. But yet and again, I'm still going to say it. Said it once and I will say it again. Like, we should be celebrating her at least third. Because I'm not going to sit here and say that Cowboy Carter wasn't good. Or it wasn't like you know what I mean. It wasn't an album of the year worthy album, but I can think of at least two others, at least two other Beyonce projects that we should be talking about. Also having a Grammy trophy next to it, and it doesn't. Um, and so all I'm going to say is to anybody who's a part of the to anyone who's a part of that voting committee um, with the Recording Academy. I hope this isn't you guys trying to right your wrongs. Um, I pray that's not what this situation is. Um, I pray that's not what this situation is at all. Um, for a couple of y'all, it might be. Um, yeah, for a couple of y'all, it might be. For quite a few of y'all that are part of that voting committee in the Recording Academy, y'all definitely might be um, trying to right some wrongs. Um, and that's cute and that's fine and all. That doesn't bother me as much as it might bother other people. Um, at the end of the day, you got to live with that, not me. It's not gonna have nothing to do with me whatsoever. So that being said, um, congratulations to Beyonce and the whole team, and to and her whole team and everybody that was responsible and had a hand in that Cowboy Carter album. Uh, your efforts were not in vain. You know what I mean? And now you get to say that you were part of a Grammy award winning album. Again, recording committee. Only complaint I have, and the only complaint I'm ever gonna have, especially now that I know how cheap it is to make those Grammy award trophies. Um, Make sure every party involved can get one. Make sure every party involved can get one. Let's just make sure every party involved can get one. That's my only thing. Uh, that's my only thing. And don't worry, chat. I'm gonna find a way to also become a part of the recording academy. To become, I'm gonna find a way to also make sure that my voice is heard. Um, Whether it's us partnering with the recording academy or something. We're gonna find a way to get into the. We're gonna find a way to make sure that the cozy clubhouse gets in the rooms, um, and make sure that these things that I'm saying don't fall on deaf ears. Um, yeah, we're gonna make sure that this stuff doesn't fall on deaf ears because the biggest thing for me is that again, at the end of the day, it's too many people that dedicated too much time uh, to every single one of these projects. Like I said, whether it was from what Phineas and Billie Eilish did with the Hit Me Hard and Soft, the Hit Me Hard or Soft album, whether it was anybody who was involved with the Short and Sweet album with Sabrina Carpenter, uh, you know what I mean, whether it was anybody who had a hand in the process of the Chapel Roan album, uh, the Charlie XCX album, like you know what I mean, any of the things, right? I think that's important. I think that's important that everybody be acknowledged for the work that they put in. Um, because it's only fair that the time and dedication and hard work um, and countless hours that were put into these projects be acknowledged. Um, Now, for a lot of folks, a lot of y'all might be like, "Oh, well, Bam, like to all of us, that you know what I mean. It's just like you know what I mean. You're diving into a deeper side of it, where we might not understand. We just only see and hear the artist. Yeah, I understand that, but y'all also gotta understand that with every artist, especially once they get to that level, there's a whole team of people that are involved and deserve to get their flowers and their recognition. Um, and I just know how people do. I just know how people do, especially folks like you know what I mean. Folks like the Recording Academy, they're gonna wait till it's too late, and then they're gonna want to acknowledge everybody then. Um, what I will say is shout out to the Music Cares Initiative. I think what they did was super duper dope. Um, and I think how they had the Los Angeles Fire Department announce the album, present the album of the year was super duper dope. Considering the fact that for those of you guys that don't know, the Grammys are hosted in LA in the crypto arena here in California. And I don't need to re-remind y'all the absolute tragedies um, that we as a state have just gone through. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't need to re-remind y'all the tragedies that the southern half of my home state has gone through. Um, so yeah, that was super duper dope, and that was super important. I did catch myself getting a little teary eyed about that because um, I said it before and I'll say it again. I didn't realize how much that the great state of California is in my DNA um, until a pop star from Canada decided he wanted to disrespect um, where it is that I live. Um, and again, I'm never going to be that kind of person. It's just going to be like, oh, well, it is what it is. It's cool or whatever. Like, nah, it wasn't cool. Um, because it's that thing of like K Dot said on that song Dodger Blue on GNX. Don't say you hate Cali and then come to vacation in Cali and then kind of like pretend like everything is all good. Which a lot of y'all do. Y'all come to be tourists. And, you know what I mean? You do all the touristy things here in California, and then you go back home to where it is that you lay. Then you want to make all your jokes about California's this, it's nasty, it's dirty, it's blah 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 blah, this that and the other. But then we pull up your Instagram and you on Rodeo Drive, or you on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know what I mean? And you taking pictures in front of houses in the hills, or you go up north and you go like, you know what I mean, and you're going to a Warriors game or a San Francisco, you know what I mean, or a 49ers game. Or you're taking pictures in front of the Golden Gate Bridge, but y'all hate California so much, like you know, just make it make sense for me. This is all I simply ask. Um, but yeah, man. Nevertheless, that was yeah. Nevertheless, that really meant getting back to my original point. That was really really dope that they had the LA Fire Department um, there. Um, the reaction that they got from the crowd was very much deserved. Um, and it might be that thing where, like, for a lot of people, they might be like, "Ugh, yuck, you're still talking about that?" Yeah, stupid people lost their homes. Not just the rich people, the working class people lost their homes. People that have lived in Southern California for years lost their homes. So, nah, cuz I'm not going to stop talking about it. It's important to me. It's important to me. You know what I mean? My home state matters. You know what I mean? I was born where I was born, but the entire state matters to me. The entire state matters to me. So yeah, something that's I think that was again. Shout out to the Music Cares initiative from the Recording Academy. I think that was super dope. Salute to all of the artists that made donations, to all of the people that made donations to help in the efforts of rebuilding Southern Cali. Um, we as a California as a California baby, as a California kid myself, I appreciate all of the efforts, um, all of your efforts that you are done into helping rebuild a part of my like you know what I mean, to rebuild a part of my home. Um, you know what I mean, to help rebuild the southern half of my home. Um, at least the part that was tragically devoured by those fires. Um, oh, yeah, no, we just appreciate y'all so much. Um, because it's real crazy how in our darkest times, that's when humanity wants to show up. And again, I get it because it's the funny thing to do, or it's the trendy thing to do to make fun of California, or like have your little jokes about California or whatever. But hey, Cuddy, this state matters. We matter. Um, Everywhere in the world matters, but like I don't know. I couldn't even get into it. You couldn't even get into it to begin to explain. Like, unless you are from here and lived here and have been anywhere to any part of California, whether you've been up north, whether you've been where I'm at in the Central Valley, to you know what I mean, to you know what I mean. Maybe you've been even like super down south, like deep down to Southern Cali, like down there near Dago, or like, wherever. Like, yeah, man, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, and I just know there's nowhere in the world like Cali. I know there's nowhere in the world like Cali, which is why I could never leave. Um, I'll go and visit y'all, but I can't leave. I can't leave. Too much work to be done. Too much work to be done, and the state is too big for me to just up and jump ship and leave. So yeah, I can't go nowhere. This is home. This is home until the Lord says different. Um, but anyway, shout out to the whole Recording Academy and the Music Cares folks, um, for all that you guys have done in that regard. Um, Again, shout out to you know what I mean, the winners of all the categories, even of the subcategories, right? Um, Shout out to Tim's for getting a Grammy for her album. Um, I think it was either album or song, one of the two. Um, but you know what I mean. Shout out to Tim's. Um, I know a lot of people that listen to a lot of like Afrocentric music are probably like, you know what I mean. I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitter. How a lot of people were like mad upset that they feel like Davido got robbed for yet again another year. Um, and if Tim's didn't have the year that she had, I would be inclined to agree with you. Um, being that that isn't the case, I can't rock with that statement. Um, can't you can't be robbed when that year that was had. Um, Again, shout out to Bruno and Lady Gaga for the best that best pop duo joint. Um, I literally remember telling myself when I watched it that like that was crazy that I didn't remember that song came out this past year. And by this past year, I mean 2024 is what I'm talking about. So for those of y'all that don't know, like that's how the Grammys works. Like that's why it's so early. Why it's so early in the year. That's why it's so early in the technically so. You know what I mean? That's why it's the first Sunday in February because it's acknowledging all of the stuff that happened in the previous year. So, yeah, so that's on. In case y'all didn't know, that's why that is. So, and there's actually it's like a cutoff. There's a cutoff date for stuff to be. Yeah, there's a cutoff date for stuff to be made Grammy eligible. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe you gotta like pay for it or something like that. Um, I'm a little fuzzy on the details at this point, but yeah, yeah, but yeah. So that's what that is. So you know, stuff. There's sometimes where like projects will just like make so much noise that like they kind of the recording academy will make exceptions for it. But that hasn't happened in years, and I think the last time it happened, it was a Michael Jackson album that they made an exception for it. It's either a Michael Jackson or a Prince album, so you know, you know what I mean. So, so yeah, saying that to say that just lets you know the kind of caliber your album got to be on, and to make those kind of yeah to make those kind of things to make that kind of noise. Um, As far as the performances were concerned, I was super. Let me just start with the ones that I really like. I enjoyed the Quincy. I enjoyed the Quincy Jones tribute. I thought that was super awesome. Um, I think seeing Janelle Monae do "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" by Michael Jackson was pretty was amazing. But I think anything Janelle Monae does is pretty much amazing. She's just so talented, and um, she's just talented, and I love her so much. I just don't think she gets enough of the recognition, recognition, or like, yeah, I just don't think she has properly received all of her flowers just yet. But that's another conversation for another day. Um, you know what I mean? We'll probably circle back to this conversation when her album drops, when her next album drops, whenever that'll be. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? I was super surprised to see the weekend there. Um, I have no idea who that other person was that he brought with him. Um, uh, apparently, as of last night, neither did Twitter. Um, I have to check again to see, but I had no idea who that was that performed with the weekend. And of course, because the weekend likes everything dark, I couldn't see. So, you know, that was that. And oh, that reminds me. I gotta make a comment about this because I seen somebody make a weird comment, and I really don't like addressing you internet weirdos, but I feel like this needs to be done. Um, First of all, if you would have read, you know what I mean, the folks that were filming the Grammys, like after Charlie XCX's performance, it said all of those unworn undergarments that were all around on that stage were being donated to, you know what I mean, the folks that are, you know what I mean, were being donated as a help for the relief for the Southern Cali wildfires. And of course, you internet goons being y'all, you know what I mean, and why reading is so fundamental. Here y'all go. You, she's gonna donate all those panties? That's gross. First of all, you would have read they weren't worn. They were unused. They weren't used. It's not like somebody just went around your dirty room and scooped up all of your dirty unused drawers and was like, hey, we're going to donate these to the people in Southern California. It's not what happened. Those undergarments have not been in betwixt any butt cheeks. So they're clean. So they're clean. All right. Golly, like, I gotta stop being weird sometimes. Like, reading is fundamental. Anywho, first of all, I think that was super dope. That she was even doing that. Um, Honestly, shouts out to Charlie XCX though. Like, I thoroughly enjoy her. I thoroughly enjoy where she has taken her career up to this point. Um, I don't think like, you know what I mean. I know for a lot of people that are like, I know a couple of people who are really big Charlie XTX fans. um, was really thinking that this was the year she was going, you know what I mean, that she was going to take some hardware home at the Grammys. Hey man, it happens. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Just, yeah, it's just it's just what that is. You can't, you know what I mean. As much as you want to, which leads me into my next point. Get off the homie Billie Eilish's back, you weirdos. Get off of her back. She imagine putting your heart and soul and your everything, time, energy, effort. Like, you know what I mean? Many of them probably long, strenuous studio sessions, sleepless nights, whatever the case may have been. Do all these things. Your album's getting all of this acclaim. You know what I mean? It's doing the numbers. It's getting the radio spins on pop radio stations. Um, like, you know what I mean? It's doing all of the things to get to that point, and you not walk away with at least one, not even one. You were granted, she was in a lot of tough categories. She was in a lot of tough categories up against a lot of stiff competition. So yeah, Shorty was emotional. Yeah, she got teary eyed. Yeah, she probably was a tiny bit upset. Yeah, she was probably a tiny bit upset. But what? What do you want Shorty to do? Really, what that shows me to all of the people that made jokes and stuff like that about that, you ain't never done nothing where you ain't never done nothing you really like love with your everything for real. Yeah, I said it. You probably ain't never done nothing that you love with your everything like that for real. Because if you did, you wouldn't have been making those jokes. You would understand where she's coming from. I certainly did. I know what it's like to really put your all into something, and you know what I mean. I know what it's like to really put your all into a project like that, and it do the things that it did, um, commercially, and like to get it to the point of where now you're being nominated for a Grammy for it. Like, you know what I mean? So like now you have the Grammy nom, and it's like, yeah, no, I get it. Shorty was upset because she really loves this, and you know she really thought that this was gonna be the one. Just unfortunately for her, in the pop vocal album category, she ran up against Sabrina Carpenter. First of all, we know what Espresso did this past year, and if you listen to that, if you listen to the entire Short and Sweet album from start to finish, which I know a lot of you didn't, that was well deserved. That was well deserved. So it's tough. I get it. It's tough competition. Song of the Year and Record of the Year. Both of those categories, she's up against Kendrick is in both of those categories. For a song that I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I might just a little bit. For a song that if we're talking about it in the scope of things, as far as 2024 is concerned, Not Like Us wasn't even the best song he put out in 24. Keeping it 100 stack. You got Squabble Up, you got TV Off, you got Dodger Blue. Those are my favorites anyway. I mean, Trevor Noah, quite literally, a host of the Grammys, seen DJ Mustard and said, "Oh, look, it's mustard!" Like, are you kidding me? You know, what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Don't scare me like that, computer. But again, I get it. So if next year K Dot comes back, like, you know what I mean? So when 2026 Grammys come around and K Dot mess around and rack up a couple more Grammys because of TV Off and Squabble Up and all of these other things, like don't be surprised because GNX was a very very good project and we didn't even know it was coming. Well, I had speculated. I had nothing to go off of. I just thought because of the fact that he gave us that first half of Squabble Up at the beginning of Not Like Us music video. So I was like, oh, okay, well, bet maybe a project's coming. I thought it was coming like directly after the Not Like Us music video dropped, and then some time had transpired, and then GNX came. Like, I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, yep, I seen that come. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. And we didn't even get to react to it because I was on a hiatus at the point in time. Like, I was on holiday schedule, so it was just like, okay, well, he would drop an album, and he would drop an album when I was on holiday hours. But that's just all right, Bucko. You got it, buddy. It's fun, man. I get it. Sometimes you gotta move like that. You gotta just like work on stuff in silent, and then kind of just like smack folks over the head with it. Like, sometimes that's just how it's gotta be. What else did I really like? Oh, I loved how they did how all of the nominees for best new artist got their chance to perform and do the things. I thoroughly enjoyed everybody, but I really did love Shabuzi. I loved Teddy Swim's performance. Um, I loved Teddy Swim's performance. I loved Dochi. She literally just got that opportunity for all of the people that were probably wondering, what Dochi? She get rap album of the year? Over the Future album, over Jermaine Cole, over all of the. Hey, first of all, if you have not listened to Alligator Bites Don't Heal, do that, and then you tell me if she deserved to win the Grammy or not. You know what I mean? You tell me if she deserved to win Best Rap Album. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. My ears work, and I know what I heard when I heard that album. I heard somebody that respects the craft, and they put their everything into that album. Shorty took a vow of sobriety to work on that album. Like, what do you like? That's how bad she wanted that to be a quality piece of work. She said, "I'm willing to sacrifice something to make this sound like something." Hey man, she did it. It's a tough record. There's a lot of tough records on there. It's a tough record. And I love that they did that. First of all, Grammy Committee, Recording Academy, do that every year for the best new artist nominees. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Don't do that for every nominee, just those. And the reason why I'm saying just the best new artist, because 90% of the time, when the best new artist category comes out, that's the first time a good amount of y'all, a good amount of us, myself included, the first time we hear about some of these people. It's the first time we hear some of them. Case in point, I had heard of Chapel Roan. I had heard the name. I didn't put two and two together like a little bad weather and realize that I didn't realize, oh, Chapel Roan, that's the Pink Pony Club girl. Like I didn't do the math until she performed Pink Pony Club at the Grammys. Like I was like, oh, I have heard this song. Oh, I have heard this song. You know, so you got that. Like, you know what I mean? You know, it's a lot of people that was like, oh, Shabuzi got robbed and all of these other things. No, no. And first of all, I'm a Shabuzi stan. Let me not say a stan. I'm a really big fan of Shabuzi. I think him, Tanner Adele, um, Breland, a couple of others, like, you know what I mean, a couple of others that are part of the. It's not even a renaissance. I just want to say kind of like a insurgence of like black country artists. Yeah, just yeah, man. They're bringing a flavor to the genre that has honestly been missing for a cool little while. Um, yeah, it's definitely been missing for a while. So I think it's super cool to finally see that happening and see that going down and seeing that transpiring and going on, if you will. Um, it's super dope. It's refreshing. Sometimes you just gotta have an individual or individuals that just come in and shake some stuff up in a genre every now and again. I mean, now, really and truly, let's just get down to the biggest point of the to a really big music conversation. We've had this conversation before, but I'm going to keep having it because I need y'all to like really, really understand what is happening. Like, And Beyonce said it best when got she got the Grammy for the during her best country album speech. Genres are just some rules that some big wigs and some major record label offices came together and just like made up to just try to put people in places. Um, but now it's a lot of us growing up. It's a lot of us that are now old enough now and that are in this creative space, and we just grew up listening to music. No specific genre, just music. Really good music. And so when we go into the studio, we just make music. And now we just leave y'all to now we're just leaving y'all to deal with the rest of the semantics. Really and truly, if that bothers y'all, cool, whatever. It'll be fine. Or not. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. It absolutely is what it is, and it's fine. But you know, you know, that's why it's that whole thing. Now, chat, really and truly, I don't get upset anymore. I did for a little bit, but that's because of the fact that me and rap music were at odds for a little bit. Um, and we've had this conversation before here in the Cozy Clubhouse, but for those that might be new, me and rap music were at odds for a little bit because of the fact that let me just keep it 100 step. You boys wasn't trying. The girls started going harder than y'all, and y'all fools just stopped trying. Y'all fools just gave up, stopped trying. You just stopped. Just call a spade a spade. Y'all boys just stopped trying. And then the ladies just came through and started kicking tail and taking names. I'm talking about came through tough. Whether it was Lotto, Flo Millie, you know what I mean? Lola Brooke, Scarlett, Rhapsody went dumb. Shout out to Rhapsody for shout out to Rhapsody and Erica Badu for getting the Grammy for 3 a.m. off of the Please Don't Cry record, the Please Don't Cry album. Fire. Like Rhapsody came back through and went dumb on y'all. Like And really and truly, to be honest, I was having too much fun doing everything else. So no, I didn't feel the urge to like. So no, I didn't feel the urge to get in there and I didn't feel the urge to queue up FL Studio and like get on these beats and like remind y'all that I can really rap. Really and truly. Um, it legit it took that thing of where it's just like it got to a point it took me getting sober and it took me being like and it really like legit took me being like, you know what, I'm tired of Lotto and all of them having all of the fun. Like let me just remind some of y'all what it's really like over on this side. Now, don't get it twisted. I love singing. I love to lift my voice unto the Lord and all of that. Like that's honestly like that's where I'm at home. That's where I live. That's where I'm at peace. Um, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like singing is what has helped with my mental health. Um, you know, over these past couple of years. Um, yeah, I was legit just looked at like rap music in like a whole new lens. Um, so you know what I mean. Shout out to worship. Shout out to the gospel music genre. Shout out to the pop music genre. For really doing y'all thing and really showing me, um, yeah, really and truly showing me from how to go from making rap songs to making music, and that's where I'm at with everything. So, and I've had this conversation a many a time with a lot of my rap friends, with a lot of my with a lot of my hip hop friends, where it's that thing of where it's because of the kind of energy that I present on stage. I understand why they put me um, in a lot of these rap shows. But it's that whole thing of where, really and truly, if I were them, I would be upset. I'd be upset. It's gonna come off like I'm sounding conceited, but like really and truly, I'd be mad too. Where just like, man, what is this pop star doing at our rap shows? Like, you know what I'm saying, chat? It's all of these hardcore rappers that are out here, and then here come little old me singing and rapping and blurring the line, like you know what I mean, and blurring the lines up, and messing up the, like you know what I mean, disrupting things, shifting the atmosphere, and doing all of that. You know what I mean? Who am I? How dare I? The nerve of me. I ought to be ashamed of myself. I'm not sorry though, and I do it again when I get ready to go on tour again. Bet I do it again. scared of you. I'm not scared of y'all. I'm not scared of you boys. Cool, you can rap. And what else? And what else? Like, and what else? And it just goes from like looking at stuff like the Grammys, like the American Music Awards, like the Country Music Awards, like the iHeartRadio Music Awards, um, the Stellar Awards, the Dove Awards, um, the Gospel Music Awards, like all of these things is just like it's coming to that point for me where it's just like, oh, bro, nah, bro, like I just like music. I just love music. I don't even like. I just love music. I love Jesus more, but I also love music a lot. So it's that thing that a lot of people got to understand that if I tell you I love you as much as I love music, you know I really mean that. Because it's that thing for me that a lot of people got to understand. I know what music can do. I know what music can and does do for people. Not just on the monetary side. I know what it does for people that really just love listening to music. I know that music can heal. I know that music can incite change. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. I'll never forget all those DMs I got. I'll never forget all the DMs I used to get of people telling me how much my music changed their lives. And I wasn't singing about nothing but heathenry. I wasn't singing about nothing but thottery, debauchery, and heathenry for the most part. But I also understood the assignment and knew how to make, you know what I mean? Knew how to make stuff that was going to be able to help people to heal. That's what the whole goal is now. That's why it's part of my profile it's part of my bio on Blue Sky. I'm just using this voice to help people heal, to help the world heal really and truly. It ain't about me no more, Buster. Like we spent the last 3 years trying to make it all about me, and look where that has gotten us. It's gotten us some nice things. We became a part of the big creator collective because of you know it being all about you know what I mean, making it all about me. We went from I mean, shoot, you want to talk about how powerful music is? Because of the fact that I started listening, because of the fact that I started going back to listening to more Christ-centered music, I went from making music that was strictly about partying and having sex to the music that I make now. So what that tells me is that A, don't tell me what God can and can't do. And don't sit here and lie to me and tell me that God's not real because I'll fight you about that. Like in real life, physically beat you up. That's one. And two, don't tell me that music, like, you know what I mean? Don't tell me and don't tell any other kids that might have aspirations to be a musical artist that music ain't gonna get them nowhere. Because if that's the case, then how is it the fact that I'm seeing music take an inner city Chicago kid like Saba and the inner city Chicago kids like Saba and the Pivot Gang, and to now take them all around the world? And Saba talked about that on one of his records. He said, "I remember when he didn't even say teachers. He said, I remember when people used to say songs won't go a long way, but I'm a long way from home because of it." That's not enough. I'll give you another example. Miles Minnick, he has a song. It's a song where he talks about getting fired from the last job he ever had, and his manager being like, "Well, maybe now your little rap career can get started." And he says 3 years later, guess he must have been a prophet. Will somebody tell me how I wound up in Kentucky? That is a Christian rapper from the Bay Area, California, homie. What you mean? So don't sit here and tell me what music can and can't do for people. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Don't sit here and tell me what music can and can't do for people. Because the Grammys last night just proved to me that very much so anybody that's ever told me anything the opposite of that is absolutely nothing but wrong. I got love to all of y'all in my family, but I'm sorry, there is no plan B. There is no plan B. I tried to make music and also be a regular, like, you know what I mean, and be a regular civilian. Look where that got me. I know y'all try to act like that didn't happen, but like let's talk about it for real and let's really have a real conversation for a second. Look where me trying to, like, you know what I mean. Look where me trying to do the balancing act got me. Like really, like legit. Let's talk about it. It got me in the back. It got me in the back parking lot of a wing stop with a kitchen knife to my wrist, saying everybody would be better off without me. But I am here today on youtube.com and on twitch.tv/PastorBambi_TV because of God and music. So I've said it before and I will say it once again. Do not tell me what music can't do, can and can't do for nobody. Because you're not talking to me, homie. There is no other option. It's either music or I would have went to be with Jesus. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. So that's why I go so hard with this music thing, chat. That's why I go so hard. That's why I go so hard. Said it before at the beginning of the pod, but I will say it again at the end. Shouts out to all of the Grammy nominees last night. Everybody who was nominated. No, you might not have won. You was nominated though. And to the people that won and they didn't show you you receiving your award on TV, but you won though. You know what you can now add to your resume? You know what you can now add as a pitch when you go back on tour? Grammy winning artist. And even for those of y'all that didn't win, you know what you can add to the resume now? Grammy nominated artist. You don't gotta tell me the exact amounts, but pretty sure those fees are gonna look a little different. It's not about that. I just know as far as business is concerned, I know what that's going. I know what that Grammy nomination is going to do for y'all. I know what that Grammy nod. I know what that Grammy nod is going to do for y'all booking fees. Producers, engineers. I know what that's going to do for y'all on that side of things. Y'all are going to be getting a lot more calls and a lot more opportunities. Yeah, take as many of those as you can. Don't overbook. Don't underbook, but don't overbook. Don't overwork yourself. Don't be stupid. But hit the ground hard. And once again, shout out to every winner and every nominee. I'm talking about from pop to rap to melodic rap to Americana to traditional R&B to contemporary gospel to traditional gospel, and every which way in betwixt. You did it. Hopefully, last night you took time to celebrate that, rested a little bit, recover. For those of y'all that indulged in the libations, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, give yourself a little moment to recover and then let's get back to it. The world needs us. The world needs us. If you liked anything that you heard here today on the Cozy Corner podcast, and this is your first time, leave a like. Um, if that's not enough, subscribe. And if that's still not enough, hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I go live. We do these every other Monday. Yeah, we do these every other Monday. We do these every other Monday. Gotta make sure I have enough to talk about. You know, gotta make sure I have enough to talk about. Oh, real quick before I get out of here, let me not forget. Loved everything. I just listened in silence. I appreciate you. I figured you was here. Appreciate y'all being here on the Twitch side. That's the other thing. Before I get into what I say, if you're watching this on YouTube, twitch.tv/Pastor Bambi _TV. That's where we're at most of the time. So if you want to see more of me, you should probably slide over here on Twitch. Miss Lady J and the rest of the mods will welcome you in. Make sure you're comfortable, you're cozy, you're vibing. Make sure you're not too cold, not too hot. We got the snacks on deck. There's a coffee bar in the VIP. Why would you not want to be here? Oh, you got something better to do? That's funny. But nevertheless, very, very quick. We're gonna make this very, very quick because I know for those of y'all that are sports heads, probably wonder what I'm thinking about what has transpired in the last in the past however many hours. Who do I want to start with first? Cheese for everyone is crazy. Who do I want to start with first? Um, um, let's start with the Sacramento Kings because that'll be quicker. Sacktown, I don't know what y'all are doing. Hopefully it makes more sense. Hopefully it makes more sense long term. But as of right now, I am very much so confused on why you would give up your franchise cornerstone in De'Aaron Fox. Um, but nevertheless, that's why y'all are in the front office and not me. Um, so hopefully it makes sense. Um, maybe y'all are anticipating that things will be greater later. Um, not really too sure how you figure that with with aging DeMar DeRozan. Uh, Y'all brought Zach LaVine in from Chicago. We know he had his injury issues, so that's a little that's something that's a choice. Yeah, that's a choice, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's a choice. Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers, I'm more confused at you because of the fact that upon doing more reading, you guys sat on making this deal for 2 days. It's odd. Dallas Mavericks, I'm confused at you guys. Um, because you had a superstar piece that I thought for sure wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? I thought you guys had you another, like, you know what I mean? You guys thought you guys had your answer. Um, Post Dirk. Um, um, nevertheless, uh, y'all got different stuff going on. I mean, Mark Cuban sells the team, and y'all have all been moving different ever since. Um, so, uh, good luck, I guess. That's all I got for the NBA chat. Um, as far as Super Bowl Sunday, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough game. Um, I know my head mod, Miss Lady J, is rooting for anybody but Patrick Mahomes to win. I understand. I do. I understand. Um, I'm conflicted because Pat Mahomes is my favorite quarterback currently playing right now. Um, but Saquon Barkley is a dog, and you know what I mean. Uh, he deserves the world and more. Um, He doesn't count. Nah, but Saquon deserves the world and more. Um, New York Giants fans, eat your heart out. That's what y'all get. Y'all decided to pay Daniel Jones instead of Saquon Barkley. Look where that got y'all. Well, New York Giants front office, not the fans. Y'all don't have nothing to do with it. Y'all are just like me for real. Y'all just be watching the games. But yeah, New York Giants front office, eat your heart out. Um, Sucks to suck. Uh, y'all was like, well, we'll just pay Daniel Jones. It'll be worth it. Well, well. So yeah, that's why part of me wants Philly to win, just because that would be the ultimate revenge for Saquon. That would be the absolute ultimate revenge for Saquon. And yeah, man, you know what I mean. That dude deserves it. He gave a lot of years to the New York Giants. Thought that was going to get him a paycheck. Uh, did everything the right way. Found out how the business of the NFL works. And now this coming Sunday, he has the opportunity to finish the story. Albeit, y'all y'all are going against the final bosses. That team in red is very terrifying. I'm scared. Um, don't really like that. It's going to be 2 Sundays in a row where Taylor Swift is going to plague my television screen, but that's nevertheless. Nevertheless. And again, like I said, I don't hate Taylor Swift. I hate Taylor Swift fans. Swifties, you guys are annoying. Literally the most annoying fan base on planet Earth. I said what I said. Only fan base that's more annoying is Drake fans, and well, y'all know why that is. He's our glorious king. That boy still ain't got up yet. I bet y'all hear that song in y'all nightmares. Oh, I know they hear that song in their nightmares. I know they hate it. Is what it is. Nevertheless, like what you heard, YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe. Uh, Follow me on all the socials in the description to come catch a vibe. And yeah, without further ado, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Drink more water. Call your family, tell them you love them, and find you a good church. And if you're married, tell your spouse you love them. You got kids, hug your kids. All in all, be a better person.